Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stephen Wu.
I've always considered myself to be a healthy person. I play tennis 2 or 3 times a week, ballroom dance, watch my weight, watch what I eat, and I've never, ever smoked. But for the last 5 years, I have been battling a potentially life-threatening disease. You see, I have type 2 diabetes. Anybody else out there have diabetes? You know of somebody that has diabetes? Well, we're not alone. There's over 25 million diabetics out there. And there's another 6 million people who have diabetes, and they don't even know it. There's 1.8 million new cases of diabetes reported each year. It is truly an epidemic. And it's no longer just an old person's disease. 1 out of every 6 obese kid is a diabetic. And if the trend continues, in about 10 years, 30% of all kids will be a diabetic. Recently, Brittany Murphy died at 32. Casey Johnson died at 30, and they were both diabetics. When I was told I had diabetes, I learned that I was a good candidate for getting diabetes. I'm Asian, male, over 50. I grew up on a staple of rice and noodles, and I had a family history of diabetes. My dad died about 8 years ago with complications of diabetes, and it's really sad because when he died, he was taking over 12 different medications. It seems like he'd get an ailment. Doctors would prescribe a drug to cure that ailment that would cause another problem, and then they prescribe something else to cure that. It was just going on and on and on, and I truly believe that hastened his passing. So when I was told that I had type 2 diabetes, I didn't think much of it. I figured, okay, I'll just change my lifestyle. I'll exercise more, I'll watch what I eat, and I'll get rid of this. My next checkup, my doctors informed me that I was no longer a pre-diabetic. I was a diabetic. I couldn't believe this. I'm a diabetic. And then he told me if I didn't do something about it, I could go blind. I could lose my limbs. My kidney would go bad. I could die of a heart attack or a stroke at any time. So I followed their advice and went on medications. Put me on something called metformin. And it seemed to slow the progression down a little bit, but still I was getting worse, and I could feel it. My eyes were getting blurry. My circulation was getting bad, and I was going to the bathroom all the time. And my energy level was zapped. Constantly had to take naps. So I told my doctors about this, and they did what every good doctor is taught to do. He prescribed more drugs. They wanted me to take drugs for lowering my blood pressure, to increase my circulation, to prevent heart attacks. And I realized that, my God, I was becoming my father. So I did some soul searching. And I remember promising my family that I would take care of this. This is my New Year's resolution. So I went back to my holistic roots. Started doing some research. Learned about a study done on this Chinese vegetable called Chinese bitter melon. They found that this vegetable had 4 components that actually lowered blood sugar levels. And it had 10 components that helped diabetes. And I learned that Brussels sprouts was good for diabetics. Shiitake mushrooms, cinnamon, all these good foods. Then I learned about the power of juicing. Not to be confused with blending, but juicing, removing fiber and pulp from vegetables, leaving you with 100% nutritional juice. So I thought, well, let's combine juicing with these wonderful vegetables. Could that be the answer? I was hoping. So about 2 months ago, I tried it, juicing every day. And the results were positive, they were profound, and they were immediate. I could feel my body was healing itself. The body wants to heal itself. It wants to be well, but when you start throwing in all these junk foods, the sugars, the preservatives, it messes up your system, and it throws it off balance. My body was becoming balanced and whole again. And today, without any medication, my blood sugar level is normal. My blood pressure has normalized, and I feel great. And I share this journey with you because I want to let you know that there are natural, effective ways, alternatives for medication. This is something that the pharmaceuticals do not want you to know, but it's true. And if you are battling diabetes, or if you're battling any other health challenges, you can win naturally. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Stephen Will.